Hello everyone! As promised, a second test with the medium viscosity resin. So this time I'm going to wait for 30 minutes before I add the flower design. So in my previous video I didn't wait, so in this video I'm going to wait for 30 minutes. So I hope you will enjoy watching my experiment and will give me a thumbs up for this video. So I already started with pouring a thin layer of resin into my silicone coaster mold, and the colors are already mixed. So now I'm going to wait 30 minutes before I'm adding the flower design on top of the thin layer of resin. And I'm using the Resin Pro Art Pro resin again, medium viscosity resin. And it has a working time of 1.5 hours, so very long. I'm going to use other colors as in my previous video, and hopefully there is a difference in effect of the flower. I will include the link of my first test in the right corner, then you can compare them. So in the middle, crushed glass in a very nice color, and this is a bright gold, very nice. Also soon available in my Etsy shop. The link to my Etsy shop is in the description below this video. And I already added some new colors, pigments, and in this case they are interference pigments, so very nice. Also available in the USA and Canada by my associate Evelyn Schaefer. The link to her Etsy shop is also in the description. So I'm done with the thin layer. Now I'm going to leave it for 30 minutes and then I'm going to add the flower design. So we are 30 minutes later. First I'm going to heat the surface a little bit. There you can see it. The first color is a Pinata alcohol ink in the color pink. So in the middle, 2 drops. There you can see it. And around it, another color, but this is from Arranger in the color Pearl Deception. Very nice color. 4 drops. And another color also from Ranger, and this is the color Current. Very nice dark red color. And I'm adding 4 drops more of the Pearl Deception. All the supplies I'm using in this video you can find at the end of the video, but also in the description below this video with the link to the websites. So if you're curious, please check out the description. Now the second coaster, I'm going to do the same as the first one. Again, the pink from Pinata, 2 drops, and around it the Pearl Deception from Ranger, and also going to add the Current, also from Ranger. So I waited 30 minutes and I already can see that the resin is thicker. So hopefully that will give me different effects than in my first test. And the third one. And in upcoming videos I also want to try a different ink, because we all know alcohol ink fades over time, because there is not a good UV resistant in that alcohol ink. So I want to try other inks that have a UV protection in it. because it's not nice if the colors fade over time. But that's in future videos. I'm going to add more of the current color. And I think these colors go very well together. And for the flower design, I'm also going to use two colors. I'm going to use a white and a copper, only 3 colors, and a pink. But you will see that in a minute. More of the Pearl Deception. And it has a really nice sparkle in it, or shimmer. And I'm having so much fun with this technique. It has so many possibilities. But yeah, first I want to test it because I want to know how long I need to wait to create a certain effect. So I'm starting with the first color. It's white, and this is the mixture of Resi-Tint Max Titanium White and 5 drops of alcohol in a little bit of resin, and I've used 30 grams of resin. Mixed it together, and then I added it into a piping bag. So I'm going to make circles on top of the alcohol in colors. And the resin is already thick. So hopefully it doesn't sink that much to the bottom, because white is a very heavy color. I will also include a link to a video in which I show how I mix these colors. So if you're curious, the link is in the right corner. And the silicone mold I'm using is from Molds and Shapes, and they have a really good quality molds, and I only use those molds. So if you're interested in buying some of their molds, the link is in the description. I also have a promo code. If you use my code JustPaint5, then you will get 5% discount on your order. So that's amazing. So the second color is a pink color, and I made it with the Resi-Tint Max Titanium White, and I added a few drops of a dip-on drop-in tint in the color Hot Pink. So next to the white line, I'm adding this pink color. Hopefully that will give me a nice effect in the end result. So this is my second test with a medium viscosity resin. So the first one, no waiting time. This one is 30 minutes waiting time. And my next test will be 45-minute waiting time. And maybe I will also do one with 1 hour waiting time. But I need to think about that. So after this test, I will for sure do a test with a 45-minute waiting time. And then after that, we can compare all the effects, hopefully different effects, with each other. And the third color is a copper color, and this is made with the Just Resin Paste Ruby and a drop-in tint Rose Copper Pearl, a few drops, and also a few drops of the drop-in tint in the color Merlot. So next to the pink color, a line of this rose copper color. Because I also want to test other brands, not only the Resi-Tint Max, but this time I've also used the Just Resin Paste, because I want to see what effect I can create with another brand. Because I can imagine that some people can't buy all the brands that I'm using, so I try to use as much brands as I can to show it to you all, so that you can also buy it in the country you live in. So I'm done with the circles. Now I'm going to make some lines from the outside to the inside. There you can see it. I'm not touching the bottom of the silicone mold, but I'm using a dotting tool for this, and a dotting tool doesn't have a sharp tip, so if I accidentally touch the bottom of my silicone mold, then I don't damage it. And I think the colors are nice. So what I already mentioned, I've added new pigment colors to my Etsy shop. 5 interference colors, and they are really great to use in another color, and as they are. But soon I will upload a video with all the new colors that will be added to my Etsy shop, but also the Etsy shop of my associate Evelyn Schaefer, because then you can see the colors much better. I've used the interference colors already in some videos, but if I make a color video, then you can see the colors much better. So that's also for upcoming video. So now on top I'm going to add heat to create hopefully some nice effects. I'm always using an embossing tool or a heat gun, never a torch, because if you use a torch then you have a risk that your resin will stick to the silicone, because the flame of the torch is very hot, and then the resin and the silicone will melt together if you hold it too long in one place. So that's why I'm only using an embossing tool or a heat gun, because that will not get that hot as a flame of the torch. And the lines already spread, so that's great. So the mold is not totally filled to the top, so off camera I will fill it with a clear layer of resin. In other videos I've shown that before, so I'm not going to show you that in this video. But if you want to create a nice flower, then you only need a thin layer. And afterwards you can fill it with a clear layer of resin. So I'm done with the thin layer, with the flower design. I will let this dry, and then I'm going to take them out of the mold. So we are 1 hour later, and I really wanted to show you how they looked after 1 hour of drying. They changed already. There you can see it. I think they look amazing. This side is very pretty. And it sparkles because the Just Resin Ruby paste has a sparkle in it. But also the alcohol ink Pearl Deception. So I think this side looks amazing. There you can see the sparkle a little bit. Yeah, very nice. The colors go so very well together. I didn't swirl the center because I liked it this way. So I will leave this to dry and then I will take them out of the mold. So we are 24 hours later. Now I can take them out of the mold. I've added a clear layer of resin to fill the mold. And now it's dry. I never have problems taking the coasters out of the mold. What I also added was a few pieces of crushed glass in the center, in the clear layer of resin. So now you can see the crushed glass on this side, but also on the other side. This side, I think it looks very pretty. So now we can take a closer look. And also very curious how the other side of the coasters look. But this side is very nice. Now the other side, how does it look? Also very pretty. The colors blended very nice together. And I love the crushed glass in the center. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a close-up of both sides, because I think these are nice enough to use on both sides. So then you can see the colors much better, because then I have them outside in the daylight. And hopefully then you can also see the sparkle. Yeah, very pretty. Some great effects. I also like the last color of, how do you say that? In the clear resin on the edges, that it is the copper color. Normally I would use a white color, but this time I've used the copper color in the, on the outside of the flower. Very nice. So also the Just Resin Ruby paste can be used for the flower technique. Very pretty. So this is the end result. I have it outside in the daylight and the sun is shining, so hopefully you can see the sparkle. This is the side how I poured it. Very pretty. I love the colors together and I love the sparkle. And I must say there are not a lot of air bubbles in it, because with a medium viscosity resin you have a higher risk of air bubbles. A little bit closer, then you can see the effects. Very nice. So let me know what you think of this side of the coasters. But what I already mentioned, I love both sides. So I think you can use them on both sides, so not only this side. So let me know what you think in the comments below this video. And this is the other side, also very pretty. So this is the side, yeah, the bottom side of the coaster mold. Yeah, I'm very happy with the end result. So don't forget my promo codes. All my promo codes are in the description below this video. The link to my Etsy shop, also the link to my own Facebook group. So if you already use some Just Paint supplies, then please share it in my Facebook group, because then, yeah, I'm very curious what you create with it. And I think we can learn from each other. So there's a lot of information in the description, the links to all the supplies I've used. But also the link to my Amazon store. I'm an affiliate of Amazon. So the link to that is also in the description. I want to thank you all for watching again. And hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!